Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Cup, October 19th, 2024. I had the first cup of tea, hot tea, while still firmly sitting in my big sleeping bag up to the armpits. Apparently the wind died down during the night. I slept for at least 6 hours. I went to bed fairly late, but not too. I was around a little past midnight, and that's the first time in my homeless life of like 39 months or whatever the heck it is now that I've had a cup of steaming hot 160 degree or better tea or coffee, any hot drink, in my own sleeping bag before I even had to set up, other than before I had to get out. I actually woke up before my alarm. You could see in the distance it was beautiful. The rising sunlight was starting to break through breaking the clouds well above the horizon. It was a beautiful morning. It's still, the wind is still pretty still, about a mile an hour. That's one of the reasons I love the Belmont Canyon on the San Francisco Peninsula, is that we always had at least a slight air movement. It never got really too windy. It wasn't howling like it is here on the prairie of Texas, Post Oak, Savannah Prairie. And oh yeah, last night I ate one full 24-ounce pot of beef stew. Delicious. Hot. So hot, I think I've still got a little burn patch on the side here. That's okay. My mouth needed to be toughened. And then had a cigarette, and then goofed around and was looking, and then slowly prepared a second one, smaller, about like somewhere in the range of about 20 ounces. So that's actually the largest meal, other than the early days when starving cold, like my first winter in Austin, where we would gorge ourselves on hot pizza coming out of 7-Eleven because we're starving to death and we were broke from the outrageous price of everything. Just the expenses of existence was. And at that point in time, I wasn't. Anyway, it's a lovely morning, as you can tell. Sun hasn't quite come up on the horizon yet. I think I got it in the screen there. I can see it from this angle. But soon it will crest the horizon. And another good thing, I just want to talk about good things this morning. I'm not in an angry mood. I'm well rested. Matter of fact, I'm quite sure for about at least 6 hours, 6.5 hours, I didn't wake up to pee because cold, chill wind wasn't causing polyuria. So, and I wasn't really, despite all the fluids, I really wasn't overhydrated. I had like 6 hours, and I was dreaming, and I was very aware. I was lucid towards the end. I was very aware that I was having a very long dream and very complicated and stuff. And I no sooner than set up and decided to, let's have a cup of tea, and then I forgot the whole dream. Really, that's the way it works. There's still a lot of overcast. Yeah, it's possible it may happen again. They said it was going to be sunny today. But what the hell do they know? Oh, it's supposed to be 80 something. They said like 7 degrees warmer than yesterday, which yesterday didn't hit their peak high for more than just a little bit. Other good news is that I just swapped out my battery. Them thieving, illegal immigrant Uber drivers will often stop there during the night and just pace back and forth, smoking Black and Milds or cigarettes and stuff because they can't smoke inside the car. They'll get a complaint. They haven't found, that's the way I used to do it. Is I used one of those 32-inch, technically they're at 3-foot power cords, and then I hide my battery. But not one of them found it. And so this morning I actually have, there's a few amp hours to go back. That was just a freshly hooked up battery. Last night I only used a few amp hours out of it to keep this at, so right now at this moment I have at least on hand and in the phone I have more than 100 amp hours. I've worked hard all week to achieve that. I've got 3 of what is clearly my best batteries packed away. I just bought last night more waterproof Ziploc bags for those batteries, and they got that, what do you call it, gusseted bottom kind of thing too there. So there, anyway, that's a major achievement. And actually it was sometime during the evening last night I noticed I had a voicemail icon up there, but with no record of a phone call. Somebody may have called, and then because she didn't give me her number, I gave her mine and my name. But Linda, if you're watching this morning, I got your voicemail message, which contained your phone number, which I may have blocked. But if I call it, I'll give you a call and a text today. I'm sorry your voicemail didn't show up or didn't register as a number. You may have called, and I may have blocked the number thinking it was one of the endless scammers and spammers like the mineral rights people that keep trying to call me. I want to make you a cash offer on your mineral rights. No, you don't. You want to try to give me one of them phony checks that until you've got everything certified by the, I've told you my terms. We know that ain't going to happen. So Linda, I remember you. We had especially anybody that chats with me and listens to my, kind of lengthy, discourses on, biochemistry and food toxicity. I remember you. I'm just not going to say your last name here on my channel. Linda, last name starts with a P. Yeah, I remember you. I remember anybody that I get to know for a little while. It's people that just come and go fleetingly, especially if I don't like them. They're trying to do something for themselves, not for me. So Linda, if you're watching this morning, she may be one of my many silent subscribers who just watch, occasionally when they can. And I'll contact you today. See, there's a huge cloud mass that's lovely. We're about to get close to sunrise. Actually, I'm sure it's over the horizon by now. It's around 7:30. It was so great this morning. I really didn't have to rush, and I'm so mentally organized. I was able to sit inside my sleeping bag, get everything, fold the blanket I was using as unfold and refold the blanket I was using as a pillow, get everything set on my chair, and get almost everything hooked on and everything until the last minute. That's when I don't unzip a sleeping bag. I scooch out of it, and then I put it into a trash bag, not rolled or something, because I'm trying to defeat that flattening, which is inevitable when you lay in a sleeping bag in only one position. And if you keep rolling it up, you're preserving that flatness. So always kind of scooch it up and crunch it up a little bit as I'm putting it into the bag. And then I use one of the elastics I cut off of the foot, that comes with the bag, to keep retying that garbage bag so I can get at least 5 or 6 uses out of it before it develops the whole. It'll last pretty indefinitely as long as it's not raining. Because, trash bags cost big bucks. I'm paying, so with tax, I'm paying around 40 cents a piece for a good 30-gallon trash bag. Not too many details this morning. It's really lovely right now. Let's do a little, do a little wind test. Yep, about a mile an hour. About a mile an hour out of the east northeast. It's lovely, and since I had a hot meal just before crawling in the fart sack, I mean that's the largest meal I've eaten in a long time. It was like, and it went down when it's hot. It increases your peristalsis, and it goes down easy. Kind of sometimes having to choke down what is cold food, not hot. And I've got more for today too. I'm going to enjoy it I've got even by the time we hit the peak heat of the day, because right now that kefir was being kept cold all night by a couple of bags of frozen. One of them, that broccoli, that organic broccoli, was froze rock solid. I picked one from the back where the blowers are hitting it real good. They got to keep those freezer deals at around 0 degrees and I'm pretty sure I triple bagged that bag and then later put it inside my insulated bag. They're always ready to rock and roll. We got an early morning heart attack out in the eastern subdivisions. For some 55-year-old yuppie scum is having his first heart attack. Average age for first heart attack for 20 years has been 55, and probably now less. You don't drive very good, dude. So, no bitching and griping. Yeah, it's up. It's clearing the trees. I knew it was. The only thing that was really blocking it was the tollway and a few trees. It's actually so close to being east. It'll be a while before it actually comes up on what is technically kind of due east. And I think that's the winter solstice, or what you call festival or Saturnalia now has become Christmas. Jesus wasn't born on December 25th. That didn't happen. You might read the book closer. As I remember, based on the description, it had to be spring because the shepherds were out in their fields. You know what I'm saying? The Catholic Church just merged the birth of Jesus with the festival of Saturnalia. Most Christians know that. It's not the actual birthday of Jesus, the sweet baby Jesus. It doesn't conform to the scripture. Oh, that's so lovely, and it looks like we're going to have only a brief interruption of that sunlight before that huge cloud mass moves overhead, but it doesn't matter. I've got my solar panel already kind of packed away in my pack and stuff. It's not coming out again until we have a full sunny day. I'm just now recovering from the last cloudy with just a little bit of rain. What did we get, like 2/10 out of that shit? And so overall, it's a lovely morning. My clothing I have on and the lack of wind chill, I'm comfortable right now and only beginning to get a desire for a second cup of hot coffee at what is clearly around 7:35, 40. I'd say by the sun, it's probably about 7:40 in the morning. There's not much of it hasn't been much of a Sunday morning worship, before they go to, like 8 o'clock mass. Nope. Even the church folks ain't here for early. You get a cup of coffee before early services. There's only a few cars in the drive-through and 2 right there, and not much activity. Sorry, I saw something dropping from the tree. my vision is not as bad as a lot of y'all think it is. I do have glaucoma, but it's, except for the 15 blinding episodes or whatever, it's been fairly mild. Or as far as damaging my vision and stuff, I can see well, but I just can't see sharply. And I like to see things sharply in perfect focus. They irrigated their hull. I could tell by the amount of water on my foot pad. Somebody, apparently some kid or something, didn't like it. You know, it appears to be out of the back seat of a small crew cab or something. And somebody threw out a fresh, clean little floor mat that's kind of has a bit of an L shape to it. But you know, I knew I needed something. I've been using, I told you before, been using, cloth, some dark thing to put on the ground to keep after irrigation or rain, to keep my shoes from getting muddy. And now I got a permanent little pad there that's black, pretty much matches the color of the soil. And I could tell that their irrigation system last night finally really worked. I can see by how far the water went there, and I could tell by how much water that was on that pad, because the last time there was just a little bit. This time, actually, I reached down and just tipped it off. It was still dry underneath, but it should bring down me smelling dirt all the day. But some of that dust is coming from way over that way, from the construction and shit. Oh, it's a good morning. I feel good. I'm not depressed. A joint wouldn't hurt, and whoever sent that thing last night, I didn't even take out my earbuds to think he had my name right and stuff. But if you think I'm, once again, accepting, I already showed you the last attempt to food poison me. If you think I'm accepting anything from a stranger at, what was it, like 10 o'clock at night, I don't really care what he had, a bag of something, don't know what it is. It could have been anything. Don't send me stuff through DoorDash, because especially I'll think it's the stalker, because he knows the exact. Yeah, I smell a little bit of dirt. But it's clearing. I'm still, have to get clear of all that reaction to all them fragrances. And last night, like I told you, both Ubers were no odor, just clean car. If there's something stinky in a car, it better be me. Anyway, yeah, they still didn't get as much as they used to, because I can tell by the level in my ashtray. So they only put out at most about what would be maybe a quarter of an inch of irrigation last night. Anyway, it's a lovely morning. It's Shabbos. It's a day of rest. I've already swapped out an almost full battery for a battery that got a 13-hour charge. And I'm only risking my two worst batteries, the oldest one and the one that's got a loose, or I should say it's just an imperfect, not very good. It's really easy to test because of the earphones. All I have to do is just gently try to move the output, and I can hear the clicking of it making contact and then breaking contact. And if all the contacts ain't tight, all the outputs ain't tight, I'll mark that battery, because I know it's not long for this world. There's nothing wrong. Actually, both the cords I'm using, the older ones, they're okay for now, and I got a brand new one packed away, still in the package. Always be prepared. At this moment, like I said, I've got, over 100 amp hours between the phone at 100%. I've got a battery in my pocket that's red hot, full 20 amp hours, will last all day and into the night. And that one I'll be pulling in about 2 hours. Well, I'll give it 3 hours. It'll be red hot. I don't even need solar today. I won't need solar till tomorrow when we probably finally have a chance of having clear sunny skies. And I'll keep looking at I've already gone 20 minutes. That's enough. This is the first cup. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Have a good rest today. Watch your college football. Yeah, whatever. Have some gefilte fish. Just don't eat that fucking Frankenfood, please. Well, what do I care? You're an adult. Do what the hell you want to do. I'm just trying to, I'm not giving you commands here. Yeah, just that little bit of breeze. I'm just so used to. That bag was so nice and warm last night. It's after I was laying in there and was finishing that cigarette and dropped it clear. I picked it up and then pulled that bag up over my head, and I don't think I was awake for more than about 2 minutes before. Especially, that's the biggest meal I've had in years, really. I don't eat. It has to be that way. It has to be hot, watery. That water's got to ease and really, it was delicious because it's working out perfectly. The beef broth in the cans, that's what that product is made for, is to make small batches of beef stew, or even large batches, because it didn't add any water either time. And it comes to a boil pretty quick. Like last night, I was just using the peas and carrots mix because I didn't want to try it. I do have a bag of organic corn. I may try that next. I still haven't eaten the eggs. I don't. But in this cool weather, those eggs will keep for days because they're sterile when they go in that bag. And I'm sure that bag is probably packed with carbon dioxide or something else. Carbon dioxide would probably be the cheapest. And that little bit of water that's in there has got citric acid, a little bit of citric acid in it. So it's not like perfectly neutral water. I feel good. I feel well rested, real well rested. And as long as the wind stays like it is right now, no more than about a mile or two an hour, it'll be tolerable. Anyway, it's time for me to, you notice I'm not even, like chain smoking on camera, that's when I tend to chain smoke, is when I'm on camera. Anyway, it's a beautiful morning and traffic ain't heavy. Last night, I haven't even checked. I don't know what happened. There was just almost no traffic last night. Maybe an out of town game, or just the boozers finally decided to give it a break or something and stay off the freaking highway or something. It's lovely. Yep, this is that brief period where that little bit of clouds is obscuring the sun, or otherwise we'd be getting better. In a few minutes it'll break through for a little while, and this huge, well, even this is beginning to break up now. See all the clouds up there with the patches of blue in between them? They're all over. So I think we're going to have just spotty sun this morning, but there's a real chance today that the sun will come out. Damawa, bet your bottom dollar. Oh man. 40 ounces of hot stew before I crawled in the fart sack. And then hot tea this morning while sitting with that sleeping bag up under my shoulders and having a smoke. I only needed one, not the usual. I usually am, I'm down to part of one because the water boiled quickly because there wasn't really competition wind. When there's no wind, that water boils in about a minute. That little blowtorch underneath there is pretty hot. I know I could easily use it to shape glass piping. Yeah, we used to have to do it all the time in chemistry when I was a little kid. Is you'd buy packs of glass tubing and you could mold it into anything. You could mold it into condensers and stuff like that. And mold it into coils. And used to love reshaping glass. And used to love doing anything to do with playing around with materials and chemicals and shit. It's one of the few things I miss is I don't have two good arms to do it. I missed having a vast array of chemicals, all kind of equipment and stuff to play around with, experiment, make stuff. I like working with my hands, and I like staying preoccupied. This is the only way I can stay preoccupied without inducing a lot of pain. Hopefully today it'll get warm enough to where I do the Ray Shoesmith haircut and take down this bit of bush, get ready for winter. If not today, maybe tomorrow. I haven't really checked on the weather because weathermen have no credibility. It's been 26 minutes. I'll let you go. And this has been the morning cup for what I think is October 19th, or is it the 20th? 2024. I'll see you guys later. And Linda, if you're listening, I'll give you a call today or text you at that number. I actually have to go back and listen to the voicemail again and get out a pen and a paper to copy it down, because it's kind of hard to remember 10 digits in a row. At my age, it used to be not a problem, but now it is. See you guys later. Y'all have a good day. Shabbat Shalom. Watch your fucking football. Okay? Take that from the 2,000-year-old man. Later, guys.